Again. Hi everybody, it's Jeff from the group, the Over 45 group. Today I am with Michelle Nemec, who has a PhD in educational psychology. So today we are discussing the topic, as you saw with our previous topic, about meeting new people with Ingrid Galloway. We are now talking about how to be motivated and how to be in the right headspace for meeting new people. Michelle Nemec is in the group. So if you do have questions for Michelle, if you would like to ask her about motivation or topics in that area, please feel free to contact her, or alternatively contact myself, and I will send those inquiries onwards. Michelle, why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself before we go into this topic?
Thanks, Jeff, and hi everybody. Nice to meet you all. I'm doing a number of things at the moment, and one of the things I'm very focused on is a business called Activate Excel, which is life coaching. So it's one-on-one coaching across a number of areas, but basically aiming to help people be the best versions of themselves. And so I'm really passionate about enabling people to function at their optimal level. I have run marathons, been a speaker and an author, and currently studying law, and just in the final stages of that. So that's what I'm focused on. Would you like me to go on, Jeff, with the topic for today?
Yeah. Look. I'll just do a brief intro on the topic, and we can have a quick chat about it. So as I said, I think the important thing is when we're looking at new friends and just taking a step back, the group, the Over 45 group, which you're a member of, is more or less looking at creating new friends at some stage in our life when we are older. We are obviously have to, or obviously want to make or create room in our lives for new friends, and there may be several reasons for it. Some of the reasons may include, as I said, divorce, end of a scenario, or an important thing is, as we've spoken offline, we may move into another area, and from one area or one part of the country to another part of the country. So I think the most important thing is at some stage in your life, you are going to wake up one morning and realize, I need to make new friends. And there's, to me, there's one thing about realizing that you want to meet new friends. But I think the critical part of why we're sitting down together today is being motivated, being in the right headspace to do that. So I'll hand this back over to you. So tell me, what are your thoughts here? What are your thoughts here? Tell me what you're thinking.
I'm thinking this afternoon, I'm just going to touch on two key points. One is really, you've mentioned about your attitude, and I'm going to term it, get your brain into train. The second one is about your time to shine. So the first one is about your internal locus of control and knowing who you are and where you are at, and taking on positive thinking in order to activate yourself and really embark on a friendship journey, getting to know new people, etc. The second one is about reminding yourself of what you love to do and maybe you haven't done, or what are the things that you want to do in the future. So when we're experiencing a loss reaction, and that can be any sort of change, such as you've said, moving suburb or whatever, we can feel stuck. We can feel a bit down. So at my end of my schooling, I moved from one state to another and basically arrived knowing absolutely no one. So it was through taking on a job, starting my training to be a teacher, and a coincidental meeting with a friend who'd left the state a year earlier that really kicked things off for me. So I have experienced what it's like, and a lot of it is about knowing yourself and what you want. So we can be in a state of a loss reaction. It could be grieving, it could be even changing houses, through to languishing, where we just going from day to day, but not achieving too much, through to thriving. And the first thing is making a commitment, using our EQ and being aware of who we are and what state we're in, and then making, whether it's an affirmation or writing something down or telling someone or just taking action, and then being committed to that over a period of time. There's a really famous study that's been done by Harvard. It's the longest lasting longitudinal study involving men. So in 1938, the study started. There were 724 men. There are 60 men still in the research, and they're into their 90s. It's been really in depth. And what they've found is that it's not money or belongings or fame, it's actually relationships. And one of those really important relationships is friendship. So it will boost our mood, lift our immunity, and positive relationships actually contributes to longevity. So if ever you needed a reason to commit to this, there's a number of them. It will actually extend your life and on a day-to-day basis, make you feel just so much better. So that's really the first point. Get some buy-in, know where you're at, and just make the commitment, and just realize that whatever you do every day, you are going to move towards that goal. So that would be the first point. Get your brain into train. Just go out and start doing something, even if you're talking to strangers as you go into the neighbourhood.
Yeah, that brings up an interesting point, that the last get together that I had, somebody came up to me and had said to me, up until tonight, I've spent every Saturday night at home watching Netflix. Now you have given me a reason to start going out again.
Fantastic.
And that made my whole night. And I think that falls into line into what you're saying. So that basically this person was dwelling or languishing, and it wasn't until there was that sort of light bulb moment, let's call it a light bulb moment, that obviously lit up this person's mind, her soul, her spirit. And the interesting thing is this person is now getting involved in organizing the get-togethers with me. So so I found that really fascinating. And I thought I'd let you in, because I thought I'd just interrupt you in that, because I'm seeing this, but being the administrator of the group, I'm seeing this at a ground roots level. I'm seeing a lot of people, and I have had people come up to me and say, I'm lonely, I don't know what to do, where do I start? In fact, I had two men meet me and ask me that. And so I think this is a very critical point for people just moving forward with their lives. At some stage, they have to make room for new people in their lives. They don't know how to, which is down to the crux of this video. But you have so we've gone on to train your brain. And
you mentioned one of the key points, which was articulate it, make a commitment. So in them saying to you, I was doing this and now I'm doing this, they've turned the problem around and found the solution. And the next step to their solution is by joining the group.
Yes.
And getting out of that habit of just sitting at home watching Netflix.
Yes.
The second point that I want to cover is your time to shine. If you want to make friends and you want to draw people to you, you need to exude positivity, enthusiasm, dynamism. So remind yourself of what are the things you really enjoy and what are the things that you've always wanted to do, but you haven't yet done. So these could be solitary things or they could be things in a group. It could be dancing, it could be painting, it could be singing, it could be playing board games, it could be tiddlywinks. It doesn't really matter what it is. It could be downhill skiing. The point is, when you feel invigorated and you feel energized and alive, the energy that you give out is going to be so much different compared to if you're just sitting at home doing the same old thing and going in a downward spiral. So what I'm saying is, find your passion. It's your time to shine. It's really about making that decision and realizing it's a process. It's not going to be linear. And just being open to new experiences, new people, but also being clear that friendship is a process. It's a two-way process where you need to give and get back, and it takes time and hard work. So it's about knowing what you want from the friendship and what you're bringing to the friendship, and using things that you're passionate about and that you're actually doing to generate a new lease of life and a new perspective on life. So the 2 points, in case we haven't got them, get your brain into train, and it's your time to shine.
I'll just highlight some examples on the second point there, and it's very interesting because, as you know, Michelle, I started these get-togethers for probably a little bit over a year now in different forms. And the interesting thing is, I have made some close friends out of even just organizing them. So for instance, there's a guy who lives around the corner from me, and he came to the very first get together, which was in Centennial Park. I think it was September, not last year, the year before. And ever since then, we had a couple of chats here or there, and ever since then we've swapped phone numbers, and we invite each other out to get-togethers, and we've become close friends. And so that does support what you've just said. And the same thing is now happening with another person. So the person that I mentioned came up to me about a month ago, one of two people, and they said, I don't know where to start. I need to make friends. Tell me where do I start? And now we're speaking on a regular basis. So I just wanted to add the ideas that you suggested about hobbies and sports and activities. Yes, that is very important. Also, and not hyping up about the get-togethers, but another thing is just being there and engaging is an activity. Absolutely. Some people find it harder than others, and I've noticed that. I think an important thing to highlight out of that is that some people are introverts, some people are extroverts. So the introverts may want to do that with a hobby. The extroverts may want to just go on out there and just go up to somebody and speak to somebody. And I think it's important to note that whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, whether you do a hobby, just go out there and just make yourself available and switch your brain on to just be positive and to go up to somebody and to speak to them. I think that goes on that second point. Would that be fair to say?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so I think we've covered it. So folks, obviously there's those 2 points, and Michelle, I'll just get you to highlight those points one more time.
Yeah, get your brain into train.
Yes.
So make sure mentally that you're in the right mindset and that you've made a firm commitment to make new friends. And the second one is it's your time to shine.
Okay.
So whatever your passion is, whatever sort of person you are, let your spirit soar, let your inner beauty or whatever you want to call it out.
Fantastic.
And be willing to commit to friendships as you're explaining yourself and the people you're developing friendships with. You're investing time, and from that you're getting a lot back. So it's a two-way process.
Oh, fantastic! Thank you for that, Michelle. So folks, as I said, Michelle is in the group. So if you did want to speak to her about life coaching exercises, or whether you wanted to just ask her questions, feel free to contact her or contact myself, and I'll put you through to Michelle. Michelle, thank you for your time. We will have you on again with some other topics. So everybody, hope you enjoyed these 2 points. I hope they make sense. So Michelle, thank you very much. And folks, we'll speak to you again next week with another topic. So goodbye, everybody, and we'll speak to you soon. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.